Welcome, everybody, to the final score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov, and I apologize for how the screen is right this second. Welcome to the NFL Week 13 predictions. I am joined today by, only Tanner. How are you doing, Tanner? Oh, I think you're feeling fantastic. Halo's in the chat. Hello, Halo. Welcome. All right. So, for those of you who are going to be brand new or watching this on the replay, this is a little game show where I have challenged four of my friends to basically out predict one another in order to win an NFL jersey of their choice. And, we're in week 13. What are the standings like? Oh, Halo says he can't hear you, but you're not talking right now. Oh, no, we can't even hear you. Let me go ahead and try fixing that really quick. Try talking right now.
How about now? Is it working now?
Yeah, it's working now. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about that. So yes, we are going to find out just why you thought last week was pretty darn good. Let's take a look at these rankings, shall we? So in first place is still Ben with 110 and 70. He went 5-10, so that was pretty bad. But you know who did very well? That was you, Tanner. You went 10-5. Jumped all the way from 4th to 2nd with a record of 109.71. DJ followed you with another 10-5 record, jumping to 108.72. And then that dropped Chris and I down to tie for 4th place with 107.73. And I don't feel comfortable, man. Everything has changed. And you know what I was thinking about? It all changed when I decided to wear that Rams shirt to the live stream that one day. I did it. It wasn't a Saints thing. And all of a sudden, everything's out of whack.
Hey, it's all good, bro. Trust me. There's a lot of room left before we get to, because we go all the way to Super Bowl. We don't play, for you guys that do know or don't know, we don't play till fantasy football. No, what we do is we go all the way to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
So there's still a lot of room left. There's about two months, basically. 2 months and about a week or so. So we have a lot of games left.
Everything could change. Avs fan is in the chat. Hello, Avs fan. Good to see you. Where are you in the standings? Dude, you're obliterating everybody. I shouldn't even have to mention that. Let's just go ahead and get into it because, Tanner, I know you got some stuff going on. I got some stuff going on. School's getting crazy, but first matchup is going to be the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints on primetime Thursday Night Football. And let me go ahead and talk about this one. So the Cowboys are 7-4, the Saints are 5-6. Cowboys lost to the Las Vegas Raiders on Thanksgiving. We all saw it just from the get-go. They just couldn't seem to find their footing, and that game went to overtime, and they still blew it. They were able to start off with the ball in overtime, but the Raiders just outmatched them. And I talked big time. I said the Raiders had no chance of winning this one. And they proved me wrong. And I'm sure DJ had a really great Thanksgiving because of it. I did not have a really good Thanksgiving because my Saints got absolutely obliterated by the Buffalo Bills. It was very, very bad. It was, we only scored 7 points and we couldn't stop them doing anything. And it really just, the Saints, they were 5-2 before Jameis Winston went down with an injury. And they had things going. The defense was really solid. Jameis, while was super flashy, he was good enough to win the game. And ever since we lost him, we lost Alvin Kamara. Mark Ingram didn't play last time. Michael Thomas has been hurt all season. We're losing people on defense. We don't have our tight end. The Saints are so injured. And now I'm starting to hear rumors that Sean Payton may leave the Saints this season and go to Dallas if the position opens up, which is crazy to me. So the Saints are going to be starting, what is his name? The Swiss Army knife, Hill. Taysom Hill. They'll be starting him at quarterback. I don't think that's going to help because our biggest weakness is passing, and Dak Prescott scares me. So I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too. The thing is like I said, that Thanksgiving game, I believe when the score was, the Cowboys were 75%. I think is what I said last. I'm not sure for those who are watching or quoting. Wow, we have 6 viewers, bro. We got a lot of
Jimmy Chang is in the chat. Welcome, Jimmy. It's good to see you. I'm sorry DJ's not here. He has real world stuff going on. Jackson Worth is in here as well. Thank you so much, Jackson, for being here. And, of course, we have our 2 beautiful moderators, Avs Fan and Halo Gamer, keeping everything awesome. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, bro. I love that we talk to our moderators and the people watching because we really do this for them. That's the whole goal, is to entertain others than ourselves. But, that game was 75% favored to 25%, and I just had a feeling. I was like, bro, the Raiders have been through so much crap this season. They just got to let it out. And I mean, it's Thanksgiving. All the fake Cowboys fans come out. There's a bad juju on it. Like I said, everybody that's not an NFL football, that has never watched football in their life, they're a Cowboys fan on Thanksgiving. It's just how it goes. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys too. They're not terrible, but really what the last game was, it was a ref's ball. Raiders won due to a lot of penalties. I don't think that's super controversial to say. There were a lot of penalties, and I can't wait to talk about penalties in regards to Seattle and Washington on Monday Night Football, because that was a crazy game.
I know. But anyways, you were messaging it in the chat and everything.
I had like 2 margaritas. I was at the bar. I was having a good time. I was going crazy, bro.
Okay. And everybody seems to be going with us, saying the Cowboys are going to be winning. Jackson, I do know who you are. You're Corrupt Jax on Discord, so thank you very much. That Italian guy came in, just stopped by to hit the like button and say what's up to my bros before I knock out. Thank you so much, that Italian guy. Please sleep well, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Rest up, King.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody's picking the Cowboys. Nobody's giving my Saints a chance. And you know what? That's okay. We kind of did it to ourselves. Let's go ahead and just move on to the next game. Let's have a very fast game. Sorry, there's knocking downstairs. Next game is the New York Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins. The Giants are 4-7. The Dolphins are 5-7. Tanner, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, I wrote something about this. So according to ESPN right now, Dolphins are 67.6% favored to win as opposed to the Giants. Now, fun fact about the Giants, about the Dolphins. I believe the Patriots are on a 5 or 6 win streak right now. I believe
6.
6. I'm not sure what the second place is, but did you know that the Dolphins are currently on a 4 win streak right now? And this week will probably put them at week 5 win streak. Yep. So the Dolphins are on a 4-game win streak. So they are having a run for potential playoff contention. I haven't seen the NFL playoff picture. I can pull it up while I'm talking. But
did you see what Chris said in the chat?
No, I didn't.
Daniel Jones is out.
Is he?
Daniel Jones' injury puts Giants' status in serious jeopardy. 6 hours ago, New York Giants QB Daniel Jones preparing to play against Miami Dolphins despite a neck injury. Jeez, a neck injury, and he's still playing.
They're going to have him up there with a cast. Well, actually, I don't even want to say this, but Dolphins are ranked 13 right now in the AFC, so they're not looking too good. But Patriots are at number 2 in the AFC, by the way.
Yeah,
they are close. But anyways, Tua 165 completed for 234 thrown, 1,701 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And now that we don't have Daniel Jones, let's talk about the no-name QB for the Giants. This is not going to be good. Sorry, Giants fans, but you guys are going to take another L. But Giants are win, loss, win, loss, win. That's their current 5 games. Win, loss, win, loss, win. So it's either or. So I think this one's going to be an L if history repeats itself as the pattern's going. They're going to take it out. So give me the Dolphins.
You know what? I'm just going to quickly agree with you. I really counted out the Dolphins last week whenever they took on whoever they took on. And man, that just blew up in my face, and I felt terrible about that. but a lot of my picks blew up in my face. So, you know what? Give me the Finney goodness. I'm going with the Dolphins. Perfect. And it seems like everybody else is going with the Dolphins. Jackson is going with the Dolphins. Asfan is picking the Lolphins, and that's a pretty accurate nickname for them if we're being completely honest. All right, moving on to the third game. It is going to be the Indianapolis Colts heading on down to Houston to take on the Texans. And the Colts are 6-6. Texans are 2-9. You want to just take it?
Yeah. I was just pulling up the quick stats real quick for me.
Sure.
Regarding this. So right now, Colts are 6-6. Their season's kind of okay. They just lost to Tampa Bay last week, but they were on a 3-win streak before that, prior to that. So they beat, and this is the team that beat the Buffalo Bills 41-15. So don't count the Colts out just yet. But they are 75.7% favored to win this game. And you got Carson Wentz. I don't know if this is accurate. This is really high, bro. So Carson Wentz right now, from the ESPN, has 250 completed for 398 thrown, 2,790 yards, and he has 21 touchdowns this season.
Yeah.
And 5 interceptions. I think we knock on him, but that's really good numbers.
Yep.
For a QB, that's really good numbers. And then
Jonathan Taylor, don't even get him started.
14 touchdowns with him. And then you got Davis Mills for the Texans, who are 2-9. He has 140 thrown for completed for 209 thrown, 1,357 yards, 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. This one's easy. I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, this game I felt like really didn't need that big of a breakdown because the Houston Texans, they got lucky whenever they beat the Tennessee Titans. The Titans just fell all over themselves, and then the Colts have actually been playing very meaningful football, and I really like what they got going on with Jonathan Taylor. So I think he's good enough to beat the Texans by himself. So I'm going with the Colts. Okay. Also, I guess whenever I said in the Discord that it's just going to be us two, somebody said that they can't imagine a stream where Ben doesn't say something that's not safe for work. So
we could play an audio clip.
I don't have an audio clip of him, but we'll have to squeeze something in here, kind of like something between some buns, like a hot dog between some buns. Just squeeze in some innuendos, if you know what I mean. All right, but don't let the mustard get all over you. Next matchup, it's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. The Minnesota Vikings are 5-6. Lions are 10-1, and I'll take this one since you took 2 in a row. Minnesota. They shoot the bed, didn't they? I wanted to say the other one, but man, goodness gracious, against the 49ers, just what happened there? The 49ers are finally getting healthy, and the Minnesota Vikings, they were basically coming off of their Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers, and I thought they would just be able to keep that ball rolling, but they just couldn't do it. They're the only team to have at least a 7-point lead in every single game, and yet they don't have a winning record right now. There's something up with the Minnesota Vikings. Their defense isn't playing to its full potential. And Kirk Cousins, I think he's only thrown like 2 interceptions all year or something like that. Something crazy low. 3 interceptions. Crazy. But he's not winning the game for the Vikings. And that's the problem. His numbers are good, but that's it. They're just numbers. It's not helping the team win, unfortunately. The Vikings need to rely on Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen to get open. Like, that wide receiver duo can be so dangerous if they just utilize them the right way. And Dalvin Cook, he went down with an injury in the last game. You hate to see it, but he's also got some legal stuff going on. On the other side of the ball, you have the Detroit Lions, and man, they just can't do anything right. That was an awful Thanksgiving Day game. They narrowly lost to the Chicago Bears, and I thought I would have to eat crow.
And they tied with the Steelers.
Yeah, they tied with the Steelers, man. and I picked the Steelers last week against the Bengals. I feel like such an idiot. I'll just keep it short and sweet. DeAndre Swift is the only thing the Lions have going for them, and that's not going to be enough. So give me the Minnesota Vikings. Who you got?
I was just kind of looking at stuff with, like you said, Kirk Cousins. He's got 23 touchdowns this season. That's a lot. Jared Goff's only got 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but
he only has 10?
10 touchdowns.
Oh, jeez.
But he has 2,280 yards, so not the worst yardage, but he is kind of behind because some of the season leaders are now coming up over 3,000. I think Brady was over 3,000 last week. Now Kirk Cousins over 3,000. But, dude, Kirk Cousins has thrown 406 passes this season. A lot.
Yeah. But he's not winning them the games, and that's the biggest thing.
No, he's not.
His numbers look great, but look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady... Okay, no, let's take that back. That's the greatest of all time. Kirk Cousins is not there. We'll say Jameis Winston. So at the start of the season, before Jameis got injured, he was only throwing like 150 yards per game, but he was still getting the wins despite that. He only threw, I think, 2 interceptions before he got injured, or 3 or 4, something like that. And Kirk Cousins, the volume is there, but they're just not winning.
It's not. And I've been looking at the Lions schedule, and I'm noticing a pattern. So they lost to the Eagles 44-6. Then they tied with the Steelers, lost barely to the Browns. That was crazy. Almost beat the Bears, and now they're on the Vikings. And then after this, they have Broncos, Cardinals, both L's, Falcons, L, Seahawks probably an L, and the Packers an L. And I don't think anybody's going to be like the Browns and go 0-16. So I'm going to go with the Lions this week, bro.
You're kidding.
I'm going with the Lions because I'm just looking at the teams they have coming up, and I'm like, I don't see, the only potential downfall is possibly the Falcons and Seahawks. But if anybody's going to lose in the fourth quarter, it would be the Chargers. But since they're not playing the Chargers, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Ooh. So, well, we know one thing for sure. The Vikings will at least get a 7-point lead at some point in the game.
Yes. So I'm going to go with the Lions on probably the stupidest pick besides picking a tie. But if they upset, that would be crazy. So I'm going to go with the Lions. I think they could do it. I don't think they want to lose once this season. So
I love it.
We want to win once. I'm going to go crazy. Let's go Lions.
Let's go. And Jimmy says, how do you go from a comparison of Tom Brady to Jameis Winston? And it's a simple thing is I was going to compare Kirk Cousins to Tom Brady, and that's not really fair. 2 completely different levels here. I thought Jameis Winston was a more appropriate level. Okay, and yeah, he's not proud of Cousins either, but boy got the money, and he did get the money.
They're playing in Detroit.
They are playing in Detroit, yeah. So that could also work to your advantage, is home field advantage. But hey, they had home field advantage against the Bears and still lost that one.
It's true. It's going to be 35 and raining.
Ooh, interesting. Well, they're in the dome, so that's okay.
Well, that's true. You know, it's one thing I want to talk about before we move on to the game really quick.
Yep.
Is you can tell what games are good depending on the tickets, because the cheapest tickets are $33 to this game.
Dude, that's almost enough for me to fly out there. I remember during the 0-16 Cleveland Browns season, they were selling tickets for like $4 on SeatGeek. And I'm not even kidding when I say me and my stepmom almost bought tickets and we're going to fly to Cleveland because it's like $4 for a football game. I don't care where I sit. $4 is great.
Exactly. You get a free beer too with
it. Well, you could have my free beer. It's okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next matchup. It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Jets. I'll go ahead and break down this one since you got the game after this.
Sounds good.
All right, so the Philadelphia Eagles are 5-7. Jets are 3-8. The Eagles, man, they just blew it against the New York Giants. Why? They demolished my Saints, 40 points, and then they don't even score 10. Or maybe they do score 10. I forgot exactly. But they don't do anything against the Giants. The Giants of all the teams. Oh, my God. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. They are so bipolar. You don't know what Philadelphia Eagles team you're getting back. On the other side of things, you had the New York Jets. Zach Wilson was coming back. He heard all the rumors about Mike White, about John Johnson, all of these quarterbacks that were doing so well, except for Joe Flacco. You could just kind of like throw that behind him. And the Jets, they won a game pretty impressively. They were right there. They won the game. And all right, I'm not going to get this one too long because, frankly, I don't really care about either of these teams. I don't see either one making the playoffs. But I guess by picking the Eagles, I'm saying the Eagles are closer to being a playoff team. The Jets still have a lot of work to be done. Bounce back week, I guess? I don't know. I'm going Eagles. How about you?
I'm going Eagles too. It's a 68.8%. I feel like that's a fair comparison. The Jets are awful. I'm still kind of thinking about my Lions pick, but I'm just going to go with it, bro, just on the case of the upset. But if
oh, well, we've already moved on.
I know we're already. I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, that's a big baller move, and Ben's probably going to hate me for the rest of the season.
He doesn't need to know.
Yeah, he may never know unless he checks the scoreboard, unless he checks the chart.
It's like, I'm not going to make that joke because I don't know who's watching. Go ahead.
No worries. But anyways, yeah, I'm going with Eagles, and I'll take the next game for you if you want.
Okay, so both of us going Eagles. Fan is picking Philly. He says he's not picking the Jets ever. And okay, that's fair enough. I understand. All right, moving on to the next game. It is the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And Broncos are 6-5. Chiefs are 7-4. Go for it, my man.
So here's the deal, guys. So we have the 6-5 Broncos taking on the Chiefs at Chiefs Stadium, 7-4. Teddy Bridgewater right now, because I know some of us have a man crush on him in here. I don't. He's 233 completed for 339 thrown, 2,518 yards this season, 15 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. I feel like that's one of the lowest interceptions we've seen as far as the this far. But then you got Patrick Mahomes for 294 completed, 449 thrown. He's thrown almost 450 passes this season. 3,200 yards completed, so he's over that 3,000 mark. 25 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Pretty good stats for him, but not even comparison to his last few seasons because this season has been garbage. The Chiefs are on a 4-game winning streak, just like the Dolphins. Broncos are on a 1-winning streak because they just beat the Chargers last week. The Chiefs are 68.3% favored to win, according to ESPN, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think that's easy. If Patrick gets hurt, they can sub in Jackson, and then I'll change my pick to the Broncos.
Either way, you get him Mahomes at quarterback.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm also going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Teddy Two Gloves was great in New Orleans. I don't think that this is a good football team. I think that they've just gotten really lucky with wins over the Chargers, Cowboys, and their 3-0 start to the season. I forgot who else they picked or they beat. Did they beat the Raiders? I think they beat the Raiders.
Who, the Chiefs or the Broncos?
The Broncos. I think they beat the Raiders at one point.
I think they did too. Let me just confirm that.
All right. Well, Avs fan is picking KC and Jackson.
Oh, one thing to note. This is the Sunday night game at 5:20. This is primetime Sunday night.
Chiefs and Broncos?
Mm-hmm. It's the last. According to ESPN, it starts at 5:20.
What?
So it's the primetime game, yeah.
Hang on 1 second, because I could have sworn they might have flexed it. Oh, wow, they did flex it. Because originally, whenever I was getting all these games and everything, 49ers at Seahawks was the Sunday night matchup.
Yeah, who wants to watch that?
Okay, so I got all these games and I put it into my spreadsheet at the start of the season. So that's what happened. I didn't realize that this was the Sunday night matchup. I apologize. This is your Sunday night matchup, and we're both going with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs did beat the Raiders on the 14th.
Yeah.
Week 14. Well, not week 14, but the 14th week. No, not the 4th. Okay.
That's the same thing.
11-4-21. 11-4, 11-14,
11-4-20. All right.
They beat them 41-14.
41-14. Moving on to our next matchup, where that might very well be the score of the game. It is the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Chicago Bears.
I'll do this one because you went.
Please.
Twice. All right, yo, what's going on, Cardinals Nation? You guys are probably hyped right now. I'd be too if I was a Cardinals, because you guys are currently number 1 in the NFC right now. You're basically going to probably clinch a playoff spot right after this game. I would believe so. But going to this game, wow. So Kyler Murray, he's 186 completed for 256 thrown. That's one of the lowest numbers I've seen as far as completions for a team that's 9-2 right now. 2,276 yards, 17 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. And you got Justin Fields, 115 completed. Okay, this one's even less. Who would have known? The Bears, 115 completed for 198 thrown. He hasn't even thrown 200 passes this season. He's got 1,361 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. That's a bad stat.
Yeah.
But Cardinals are favored to win 76.3%. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. That's an easy one. This one is one of your starting 10 a.m. games on Sunday.
So you're going Cardinals?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat. Avs fan says, Nick said 420, YouTube, stream deleted. So I knew that's how they all worked. If I just say one wiener joke, that's gone. Say a wiener joke, Tanner. Now, don't think too hard.
Sorry.
That's the whole point of the wiener joke. It's not supposed to be hard.
I'm looking at what Jackson said. That's why I went that thing, because he said Bears over Cardinals.
No, he's picking the Cardinals. Cardinals are greater than Bears.
That's why I always failed algebra. Anyways, let's move on.
Well, I'm going Cardinals also.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Move on to your pick.
Yeah. Screw the Bears. I hate the Bears. Give me the Arizona Cardinals and Justin Fields. Let's let the Justin Fields as a bust chance start running in whenever they get blown out this game. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. It's so nice that we're just blowing through these things, man.
It's really nice.
It is the LA Chargers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The thumbnail of the entire video. Welcome to the jungle. I believe I'm breaking this one down. Yes. Chargers are 6-5. Bengals are 7-4. Chargers. You guys got owned by the Denver Broncos. Just own up to it. I remember in one of my classes today, I was showing the guy the thumbnail that I made for this video of how it's the Chargers logo looking scared at all the Bengal Tigers. And he's like, there is no way we lose to the Bengals. And in my head, I'm just thinking, you guys are constantly losing to teams that you shouldn't be losing to. You shouldn't have lost to the Broncos. I would have to pull up all their other games, but they aren't taking that next step. They're good, but they're not great. They're not just there yet. Whereas the Cincinnati Bengals, they've lost some pretty upsetting games. First one that comes to mind is the Mike White game with the New York Jets, where they lost by, I think, 7 points. But that was a fun game. The offense of the Cincinnati Bengals is electrifying. The Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow connection is great. Justin Herbert has Keenan Allen. So I'm expecting a lot of heavy offense. And if neither team wants to play defense on Sunday, that's okay. I want that. I want so many air yards in this game, this matchup. And so it just comes down to who's going to throw more than the other. Well, seeing how they came in the same draft, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I talked myself into it, actually. He was first overall. Justin Herbert wasn't first overall. Show us why you were picked first overall, Joey B. Tanner.
Yeah, the Chargers were doing really great, and now they're kind of just like being the Chargers. They're just kind of going up and down. Like, like you said, with the yards in the air, Justin Herbert has thrown 438 passes this season, but he's only completed 289 of them. While Joe Burrow has thrown 235 completed for only 339 thrown. So literally, Justin Herbert has thrown 99 more passes Herbert has thrown 99 more passes than Joe Burrow. But Justin Herbert has about 400 more yards than Joe Burrow. But Herbert has 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, but Burrow has 22 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So they're basically kind of even, I guess I would say. Bengals are favored 54.3% to win. But like you said, the Chargers are kind of messed up. Like, they lost to Denver, then they beat Pittsburgh, which is not a surprise. Then they lost to the Vikings. Not really surprised. They beat Philadelphia, almost lost to them because it was 27-24, and then they lost to New England 27-24, where the Bengals just beat the Steelers 41-10, and then they just beat the Raiders 32-13, but then they lost to the Browns 41-16 and the Jets.
Yep.
So it's kind of could be anybody's game. They are playing in Cincinnati. I have a feeling I'm just going to go with the Chargers. You said you talked yourself into it. Usually when you talk yourself into something, it's not a good decision.
Oh, you're right, and I hate that you bring that up, but I'm sticking with the Cincinnati Bengals. Otherwise, we only have
that's part of the psychology right there. I'm gonna stick with it. Someone pointed out a flaw. I'm gonna stick with it. So you're either gonna go down with the ship or you're gonna be riding high. It's either or.
Bro, I'm in 4th place. First place is just 3 games away.
That's true. I might have thrown away the Lions pick or not. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so that's going to do it for those picks. Just looking at the chat, Jackson says Chargers over Bengals, and Avs fan says 420 and 69 jokes are encouraged to believe that YouTube is lame. YouTube's very fun. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy these videos.
Except for missing the dislike button.
Yeah, what the... Why? I don't understand that. Now Rebecca Black's Friday is going to have a very positive outlook.
Jake Paul's apology video now got a bunch of likes. And that's not dislikes.
I was like, Jake Paul or Logan, and they probably both made multiple.
Logan, it's the one with the forest. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that's a Logan Paul. Yep.
Yeah, Logan. But I was gonna say they said they removed it for the mental health of creators, but the funny part is when I go to my analytics, I can still see the dislikes.
Exactly. So who is this for? I don't know.
It's because two things.
Whose ass are they kissing?
It's 2 things. One, YouTube Rewind is technically the most disliked video in YouTube history, and that the White House was like hundreds of thousands of dislikes to only like 10,000 likes.
Yeah, their YouTube Rewind videos also get a lot of negative downvotes.
Yeah, but the one that was 2 years ago, I think, was the worst one ever.
Yeah, with Will Smith, I believe.
And Fortnite.
Mm-hmm. Man. If only we did that video, would have been way better. Let's move on to the next matchup. Mm-hmm. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Buccaneers are 8-3. Falcons are 5-6. I'll go ahead and do this one as well.
Oh, you can. I can do it. I had something written for it.
Oh, if you want, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, no worries. So what's going on, Bucs fans? You guys are probably hyped right now. I'd be hyped too. But
I'm not hyped.
You got Brady at 309, completed for 457 thrown. You have Brady with 3,403 yards, and I believe he's the leader in touchdowns this season. He has 30 touchdowns.
Just hang on. Say Tom Brady again.
Tom Brady.
Look at that smile every time he says Tom Brady. He loves that guy. I got you all nice and zoomed in. Very cute smile.
Let me find my photo of Brady. Where's he at?
Is it the one where... Oh, okay, there you go.
There he goes. You can't be happier than this guy. Come on. But The where did my thing go? Sorry, I'm on multiple. I'm on multiple things, like all over. A bunch of tabs open. But yeah, 304 yards, completed 30 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions this season, which is pretty good. But I mean, what do you expect from the best? Nothing less. Then you got that rhyme. You got Matt Ryan at 256 yards, completed for 379 thrown. He has 2,617 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. The truth of the matter is, Falcons are going to get smoked this game. They beat the Jaguars, but they lost 25-0 to my boys. They got shut out, which is embarrassing by a rookie quarterback too. But not so rookie anymore because now he's finding his footing, which I'm really happy about. And then they lost 43-3 to the Cowboys, which is bad. They did beat the Jaguars, but I mean, it's the Jaguars. This is going to be a slaughter, 79.3% favorite against Buccaneers. I think that's the highest so far. I haven't checked all of them, but I would assume that would be the highest. So give me the Buccaneers.
You know, I really wish that the Pats and Buccaneers game from Week 4 was later in the season.
Yeah.
Just in hindsight, like there was no way we would have known how good Mac Jones was going to be with the Patriots right now. Mm-hmm. But I kind of wish that it was Brady going to New England this week with the Patriots on a 6-game win streak, with Brady having to fight back against the Colts and everything. Like, so much more intrigue than it was in Week 4. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The Falcons are just going to get smoked. Those dirty birds are going to get washed from the swashbuckling Buccaneers. I don't know if that was any good, but I went for something.
Sounded inappropriate, but
swashbuckling. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, that's going to do it for those picks. Jackson is going with the Buccaneers. He says they're better than the Dirty Birds. And, well, frankly, we both agree with you. Ooh, let's go into what could possibly be a trap game. And I'm hesitant to call it a trap game, but I think it just might be. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the LA Rams. I'll be breaking down this game. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-9. The Rams are 7-4. The Rams have lost 3 games in a row. They haven't been able to beat a team over 500 since week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a team that's struggling right now. They lost Robert Woods, and the offense just isn't clicking. Matthew Stafford looks like he's playing it with Detroit again, and it's getting embarrassing. Henderson was injured, and I guess he's going to try and be making a comeback and everything like that. The Rams defense really needs to step up and start playing more. On the other side of things, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat the Dolphins, they beat in the Bills, and that's it. But they are a team that you can't just look at them and say that's an easy win. They fought last week, and even though they didn't win, they were still trying to come back in that game. And so they don't stop because they want that win. If you remember, Tanner, last season, midway through, I think it was week 13, Jets at Rams. And the Jets were 0-12 going into that matchup. And the Rams fell hard.
And they fumbled it.
Mm-hmm. They lost to the Jets. And that was basically the game that made the Jets lose Trevor Lawrence. But so I'm picking the Rams because I'm not going to be a dummy anymore that keeps on picking a 2-win team. But the Rams got to watch out, man. Any given Sunday. That's the catchphrase this season. Your pick.
I'm glad you went with them. Let me pull up the number that I had because I was just prepping something for the next game.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't lie because it was based on the information that I currently had. This game looks like to be the highest percentage of the week.
Oh, geez.
Well,
the team is not over 500, so it should be a win.
85.6% with a negative 13 spread against the Rams. Negative 700 money line.
Yeah, those
So
are good odds
that's
if you
it,
want
that's
to
it.
make a little bit of money.
Yeah, so I picked the Rams.
Okay.
I should start spending money, honestly, with these games that I know that are good wins.
Yeah, dude. You're not that bad. Your overall percentage is like 60%. Like, that's not bad.
The only problem is that I have to bet the same amount on every game because I know I would throw harder money on other games.
Yep.
So I'd end up going under.
Yep. I agree. And from what it looks like in the chat, Avs fan is going with the Rams. Jackson is saying Rams over Jaguars. So we'll see. The Rams really need this win. They are also... The Saints and Rams both completed no win November, so there you go. But you can't say that, Tanner. What? All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It is the Washington football team taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Washington football team is 5-6. Raiders are 6-5. Oh, I'm sorry, I completely broke down that game. Didn't I? The Rams and Jaguars, and that was yours. My bad, man. Go for it.
No. I don't care. I don't care. At this point, it doesn't matter.
We're getting the most game coverage we'll ever get in a season.
Oh, definitely. It's so weird, but it's nice because we both got stuff to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm just gonna say the stat out up front. Raiders are favored 61.7% right now. Derek Carr, Mr. Eyeliner, is at 278 completed for 413 thrown. Love you, DJ. 3,414 yards. I think that's more than Brady. Yes, that is more than Brady. Brady has 3,403. Derek Carr is 3,414. So Derek Carr has more yards than Brady this season. 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. You got Taylor Heineke at 244 completed for 363 thrown. 2,613 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. They have the Raiders, but Raiders kind of fell off a little bit. They beat the Eagles, and then they lost to the Giants, Kansas City, and Cincinnati Bengals. But they just beat Dallas last week, Thanksgiving, 36-33 in overtime. What an electric game. But I wouldn't count out Washington so much because Washington, they lost against Green Bay and Denver, but now they're on a 3-win streak. They beat Tampa Bay, they beat the Cardinals, and then they just barely beat the Seahawks, though. And for you guys that did not watch the last game against the Seahawks, I highly advise you don't have to watch the whole game. Just watch the last quarter. That quarter is crazy. I don't want to spoil much, but basically there was some calls that were overturned that put it very much in Seattle's favor to do it. And then Mr. Russell Wilson, as you guys know, history repeats itself. Where's the photo? History did repeat itself that night. So
on his birthday.
Yeah, he takes a lot of L's.
Yep.
But I kind of want to pick Washington, but I just don't know if their luck is going to run out. I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Okay. Washington football team, they've gotten some quality wins these last 3 weeks over Tampa Bay, the Panthers, and Seattle. I know
it's debatable.
I say quality over Buccaneers, and they beat the Panthers by 6. Both are passion games because Buccaneers beat them in the playoffs, and then Riverboat Runs returned to Carolina, and then last week, like you said, they got lucky. But they're also 0-3 against the AFC West this season, and the Raiders are 2-1 against the NFC East. So I'm going to go with the Raiders also. I'm going to say that Washington, thank you for the last couple of weeks. You can go now. So that is where I'm going to leave that. Abs fan says he loves your background, Mr. Tanner.
Oh, thank you. I need to get this framed in my room. How bad would that be?
Let's move on to the next matchup. It is The Ravens at Steelers. Baltimore Ravens are 8-3. Steelers are 5-1. And I get to break down this game. Just straight up, man. Like, watching the Sunday night game against the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns, the Browns were never out of that game. Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, but the Cleveland Browns just could not capitalize on that. And honestly, the most impressive thing from that game, in my opinion, was where Lamar Jackson was able to avoid 3 pass rushers and throw a 13-yard touchdown to Mark Andrews. And I sat there. My girlfriend, she doesn't watch football, but she was there with me on Sunday watching this game with me. She doesn't know what's going on, but I was fuming because it's like, how could you not get Lamar? Lamar is just that good. Even when they have a bad game, you can still count on Lamar to be a human joystick and just win the game for the Baltimore Ravens. On the other side of things, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and man, what the hell happened? Like, that defense was elite for the last couple of seasons, and even whenever they had those backups playing for Ben Roethlisberger when he got injured in, I think, 2020 or 2019, like, they were still able to win the games, and yet they just lost their mojo. It's like there's no passion. Juju's not there. Chase Claypool is trying to get them to be more lively during football practices, and honestly, I think that more teams need to take the New England route and just shut up and play ball. That's what they're getting paid to do. I'm sorry, but you guys are millionaires. Yeah, Big Ben, he's lost his mojo. And I think that, even if Lamar Jackson has a bad game this Sunday, I think that it's still going to be better than whatever the Pittsburgh Steelers can put out there. So, your pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens. You have Lamar Jackson. He's doing okay, but he's like doing that stuff. Do you know he's also the leader for rushing yards on the Ravens at 707?
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah. You can play 2 positions, so you should get double compensated.
Dude, just in fantasy, it's like you pick up Lamar and you could have him as either a quarterback or a running back. That would be overpowered. Avs fan says, Cleveland sucks. Picking Baltimore, never picking... I don't want to say that, so if you would like to say it, I'll let you.
Did he say a bad word?
He called Pittsburgh something else.
Can I use my one word?
No,
I'll be fine. No, I'll be fine.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you get one of those, so... all right, I guess we will just move on to the next matchup. What I thought was the Sunday night matchup is actually just a 10 a.m. game now. It is the...
Which it promptly deserves to be a 10 a.m. game.
Oh my God, I'm not looking forward to this game at all. It's the San Francisco 49ers heading up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. 49ers are 6-5. Seattle is 3-8. Since you're taking the last game, I'll go ahead and cover this one.
Sounds good.
49ers are just getting healthy, man. They are starting to look like the team that went to the Super Bowl a couple seasons ago. Now, I'm not ready to sit here and tell you that they will be going back to the Super Bowl. I'm not ready to even tell you that they're going to be making the playoffs because I don't think that they are all there, especially with, I believe, Deebo Samuel, their wide receiver. I think he got a little hurt in the last game against the Vikings. And if that's true, that's a big blow to him.
He's doubtful right now.
Yeah, so that could be a very big blow to them who rely heavily on Deebo Samuel. But their defense is coming alive, and even if they don't have Deebo, you got George Kittle. That's not a very bad plan B if you ask me. Seahawks, Russell Wilson. He's not the same since he got injured. And I said this last week. That's why I went Washington. I was like, I don't think he's fully ready to be back. But
he was almost ready. They almost won that game.
He is getting better. I will admit that. But it's just not all there. And I saw a lot of passes just not get completed last week. And fantasy reports are starting to come out saying, is it time to sit DK Metcalf because Russell Wilson isn't being the same Russell Wilson?
I will tell you what, though, about Russell Wilson. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, please.
Is that he does what quarterbacks does best with less than 2 minutes and no timeouts, is able to charge down the field. He did do this, however, spoiler, but like still even though he played like crap the entire game, he was finally able to kind of do what quarterbacks do when they're put in that position, which is 2 minutes left, no timeouts, is able to get down. And obviously he wasn't able to complete, but even just getting a touchdown is still a big accomplishment in that sort of scenario. So is he fully back? No, but is he as bad as many people think he is? I don't think he's that bad.
He's not that bad.
They lost on a very simple mistake.
Yeah, well, they could have tied. So who knows what could have happened? But
no, they would have, because it was 15-17.
Right, they could have tied, and then Washington gets the ball.
Washington got but did you see what happened after that?
No, because I had school stuff.
Are you gonna watch it, or do you want me to tell you?
I will watch it for the sake of we got 9 minutes till you gotta go.
Okay.
So I'm going with the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just heating up at the right time, and Seattle is a mess.
If you want to yell at the screen like I was at the bar, like just watch the last 2 minutes, because everything that happened after that was unbelievable. Okay. But as far as this game, 49ers on a 3-game win streak. Seattle's on a 3-game loss streak right now. It's 49ers are favored 51.8% right now. That's
closer than I was expecting.
That is not a high margin. No. Is this upset week? Because I feel like I've picked 2 upsets already. But
go for it.
But Seahawks are 47.8, but a lot of people are questionable. What's the spread? -3.5. It's not a lot. I'm just gonna go with 49ers. I'll just go for it.
Playing a little bit of safe.
Yeah, but I won't be surprised if Seattle wins, because they're getting close. They just can't convert on a few things. But anyways, Monday Night Football. It is the New England Patriots heading on over to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Patriots are 8-4. Bills are 7-4. This could decide the division. Tanner, take it away, my friend. What's up, guys? If you're not going to watch any game this week, this is the game you have to watch right now. Mac Jones is absolutely outperforming what anyone thought he would do this season. He has a 268 completed for 381 thrown. He's at 2,850 yards in his rookie season. He's probably going to hit over 3,000. Before the end of the season's over. He's got 16 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And you got Josh Allen, 274 completed for 410 thrown. So Mac Jones is a much better completion than him. 3,071 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Buffalo is they're kind of a little shaky. They beat New Orleans last week, and then 2 weeks ago 2 weeks ago they lost to Indianapolis. Then they beat the Jets. No surprise there. They lost to Jacksonville Jaguars. You guys remember that, 9-6, and then they beat the Dolphins 26-11. But the Patriots are on a 6-game win streak. If I could pull it up,
it could easily be an 8-game win streak if they didn't lose to the Cowboys in overtime.
Exactly. They beat New York. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Browns. They beat Atlanta, and now they beat Tennessee. After this, though, however, after this week, they have a bye week, and then they play the Colts again. Then they play Buffalo again, and then they play Jacksonville, Miami. But the thing is that according to New England and the Patriots results, the New England's lead when they play them 76 games win to 45 loss to 1 tie, in their entire history of ever playing each other. They've only tied once. They're both really good teams. But right now, New England is on a 2-loss streak. They lost in November of 2020, and then they also lost on the 28th.
Well, you had Cam Newton.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. Thanks, Cam, for that one.
Oh!
38-9. Thanks for
The
that
birds
one,
are
Cam.
chirping.
Thanks for that one, Cam. But I don't know, new quarterback, new time. But here's the thing: the Patriots are favored, or they're not favored. The Buffalo Bills are favored 64.3% to win.
Really?
It's high, but you got Mac Jones on a 6-game winning streak. I feel like this game could be up in the air. I feel like it's not all there. I'm gonna go with the Patriots just because they're on the ball right now. They really are. They're playing football great. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with them. Oh, you know what, bro? The spread's even smaller from this game than the last game. The last game was 3.5%. The spread is 2.5.
And they are favored 60%.
Well, that's why
which is crazy. So they
60
are expecting a
but that's
close
ESPN.
game.
Yeah, that's ESPN though. ESPN sometimes has the stupidest things ever. So that's why I check the Vegas odds.
I would have to agree that, it's going to be a close game because I think the Bills recognize that this is a huge, huge game. But here's the thing is like, I can't trust the Bills. They've lost to the Tennessee Titans. They've lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not a team that feels like they are dominant, like they are ready to go. The Patriots have been clicking on all cylinders. And while you can make the argument that none of these teams have been super impressive because the Jets are 3-8 right now. The Chargers are barely over 500. The Panthers can't seem to tie their own shoelaces. The Browns are injured to all heck. The Falcons are the Falcons. And Tennessee Titans are without their best player. You can make an argument that these are not super solid wins. But they are winning the games they're supposed to. And the Bills haven't been able to win the games that they are supposed to. So I know Jackson is saying, come on, Nick, go with the Bills, but I don't feel comfortable going with the Bills this week. I think that New England will be able to go in there and beat them up.
But it is going to be a close game.
It will be a very close game, and then we get the rematch 2 weeks from now on December 26th in Foxborough. So that'll be a game to keep your eyes on. And I think that's going to do it from us here tonight. We're both going with the Okay, hang on. Jackson says they lost to the Jags, Steelers, Titans. So what we all have bad games just because they lost to those teams doesn't mean they can't beat the Patriots. No, and you're absolutely right. Any given Sunday, but I don't like the pattern of what.
But it's a Monday, so it's not any given Sunday. It's a Monday.
Oh, sure, any given Monday. I don't like the pattern of what we're seeing with the Bills lately. Is going back to October 31st, Halloween night. They scored 26 and beat the Dolphins 26-11. Then they can only score 6 points the next week on the Jags. Then they can score 45 on the Jets. Then the next week they lose 41-15 on the Bills. Then they win 31-6 against the Saints.
If you're paying attention, it's win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. And guess what week is coming up? The pattern continues.
And the Patriots, they have just been bam, 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 bam. I gotta give it to the Bills. Or not the Bills, excuse me. I'm not trying to give Jackson hope. I'm sorry, but you know what, Jackson? If I'm wrong, you got the Discord. You were in there on Thanksgiving talking smack about your team. So, hey, we'll see what happens, bro. All right. Well, that's going to do it for those picks.
One thing I wanted to say real quick.
Go for it.
For you guys that are not watching the playoff picture, for the AFC, I'm going to rank them really quick. Ravens, Patriots, Titans, Chiefs, Bengals. Bills are number 6 between the Chargers and the Bengals. And then Chargers are number 7. And then for the NFC, it's the Cardinals, Packers, Buccaneers, Cowboys, Rams, 49ers, Washington. But what's special about this is for the NFC, do you know who's on the bubble? Who's number 8?
I'm just outside of it. I'm in the hunt. Is 49ers, Rams, and I want to say Vikings.
Vikings are number 8.
Yeah. Oh.
They're on the bubble. So if they lose this week, they're going to go down. Falcons are going to lose 2. Saints maybe lose. Yeah, I think everybody's going down. But the big thing is that the Raiders would trend up.
Mhm.
If they beat, and so let's say Vikings win this week, Washington falls down, Vikings go in, and they're now in the hunt.
Jeez. Also, good night, Jackson. Thank you for being here, buddy. I hope you have a great evening. Tanner, it is now 7:00. If you have
I'm
to
all
go,
good. Yeah, we'll do the finish.
okay. Well, I'm just going to be reading off everybody else's picks on the Instagram polls that I like to do. For the Thursday night game, Cowboys at Saints, 4 for the Saints, 3 for the Cowboys. Giants at Dolphins, 5 for the Giants, 2 for the Dolphins. Colts at Texans, 5 for the Colts, 2 for the Texans. Vikings Lions, 4 for the Vikings, 3 for the Lions. Eagles Jets, 7 for the Eagles, nothing for the Jets. Broncos at Chiefs, 5 for the Chiefs, 2 for the Broncos. Cardinals at Bears, 6 for the Cards, 1 for the Bears. Chargers at Bengals, 6 for the Chargers, 1 for the Bengals. Buccaneers at Falcons, 5 for the Bucks, 2 for the Falcons. Washington football team at Las Vegas Raiders, dead even split at 3. Jaguars at Rams, 2 for the Jags, 6 for the Rams. I see that you scored for the Jags. Ravens at Steelers, 6 for the Ravens, 1 for the Steelers. 49ers at Seahawks, 6 for the 49ers, 2 for the Seahawks. Patriots at Bills, 4 for the Patriots, 2 for the Bills. Interesting little split there. All right. And we also have Chris's picks. Let me just go ahead and just say them really quick. He's going Cowboys, Dolphins, Vikings, Eagles, Chiefs, Cardinals, Bengals, Bucks, Rams, Raiders, Ravens, 49ers, and Bills. I believe that is almost identical to what I put. So there you go. Those have been everybody's picks. So thank you everybody for being here once again. It has been an absolute pleasure. We lost your video screen. We got to see that nice view.
I changed it on purpose. I gotta go, Nick.
Not a problem. Have a good evening, buddy.
You too. Thank you for all that watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you like. And you can like live streams. Go like it so other people see it. Anyways, take care, guys. Peace.
Peace. And now I'm back. This is my live stream. I know what you guys came here for. So let's go ahead and start watching some hockey. No. I hope everybody is having a great evening, though, and just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming and watching these live streams and giving us your input. It really does mean the world to me. You guys are fantastic. And yeah, so before I go, I just wanted to just let you guys know how cool you are. Jackson, Asfan, I know you guys are probably the only two still in here and everything, so thank you guys very much. I look forward to chatting with you guys in the Discord and everything. I know you're upset, Jackson. I know, but hey, aren't you supposed to be in bed also? You're the one who was trying to give me a little bit of flack on Thanksgiving of all days, bro. Thanksgiving, and you wanted to rub my face in it. Saying like this is how New Orleans Saints fans are after they lose, and honestly, I'm not that upset about it. Hands down, I'm just happy that the New Orleans Saints had that great start to a season. I do wish Jameis Winston was a little bit better, but that's not something I can control. That wasn't in the game plan. I think Sean Payton was very, worried that he was going to throw interceptions and everything. So, yeah. All right. Well, I do have some good news. I just finished applying to graduate school for a master's in accounting. I just submitted my application, and I should know probably within 2 weeks if I get accepted into the master's program in the spring. I'm very, very, very excited about the potential that I will be able to earn a master's program or master's degree from my university. But I'm also very scared because now the real world is starting to really creep up on me, and I know that this is going to get a little bit real. But yeah, this is real world stuff, and I would love to start working a real job. And if I do this, these live streams might have to start coming to an end. But I'll keep you guys informed about everything that is going on. And yeah, just thank you guys for supporting me, supporting the channel, supporting these videos. I've tried my best to make them as good as possible. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here. Jackson, that's very kind that you say we're more important than your sleep. You're very kind. I'd rather talk with you guys. I do think that I might do a birthday live stream where I can just talk to you guys for like maybe an hour and a half. That would be awesome. But yes, I gotta go because as fan says I'm late to a hockey game and I gotta go score one for the Vegas Golden Knights. So thank you everybody. These have been our NFL predictions. My name has been Nicholas Marcino, and that's the final score. Thank you and good night.